Hello there. Today we're going to be starting the Taurus Police Car by AMT. It's a 1990 Ford Taurus. There's many different versions. AMT came out with the Taurus SHO version, and they actually released a RoboCop version as well, but it's basically the same kit. So this is an out of production. I bought it from a seller that was pretty detailed and pretty good. He told me exactly what condition the kit was in. It is an open box, but he said all the parts are inside and it's complete, which is all I care about. I know for some people who like to collect model kits that are unbuilt, or maybe for the box, the condition of the box is very important, but to me it really doesn't matter. So I got it at a good price. And he's really good, and he told me what condition everything was in. So he actually put a towel on top to line it. The parts look a little bit yellow, but to me it doesn't matter because, like I said, I do intend to build the kits that I get. So this one is still in its plastic. You can see the body, the chassis, undercarriage. I'll take the parts out of the plastic. He was nice enough to put in the sandwich bag so the small pieces do not go missing. So these are the tires. These are the clear pieces for the sirens, the lights, windshield. These are the chrome pieces. The box actually has a slight moldy smell to it, but that's fine. Like I said, I do build my kits and I don't keep the boxes. This looks like for a sedan. This looks more like a with that diagonal line in the center. I don't know. I guess for a Taurus wheel cover, but from far away it kind of reminds me of a Mercury Sable wheel cover, you know, with the diagonal line that Mercury has. That looks like the top of the engine, valve covers, some engine parts I can't make out, maybe some intakes. But it looks like they have to give you two different wheel options. It looks like for the fancy luxury sedan, the spokes, or the no-nonsense, no-frills wheel covers. These chrome pieces look like maybe the back of the wheels. So, looks pretty good. I think that's like an antenna. So it looks pretty good. Chrome's basic. Here is the instruction sheet. Let's check out the decals. So it's CHP Highway Patrol, California license, or New York State Police. I haven't built either one of these types of police vehicles, but I intend to build a whole string, of police vehicles for the next couple of builds. So I'm leaning more toward the New York State Police because I live in New York. Comes with the New York State license plates. I love the bumper sticker. I love model cars. So this is pretty good. So far it looks like a low parts count, so it doesn't look that difficult. Let's look at the instructions. Looks pretty basic. Trying to open the instruction sheet. The instruction sheet has a little bit of yellowing. Like I said, I did notice a slight moldy smell, but not too bad. Comes with a light bar assembly. Looking forward to building that. CB antennas. Decal placement for New York State Police, California Highway Patrol. So I'll unbag the kit from the plastic bag so we can see the parts in more detail, in greater detail, and I'll be back. I'm back after unbagging the parts from the plastic bag, but I just wanted to point out, and I just realized this, it comes with 2 sets of decals, which is great. So as long as I don't screw up and require the second set, I'll have extras for future kits. So that's always great when they give you 2. So body, typical 4-door, strong prominent moldings on the bottom. Looks nice. That egg-shaped body that the Ford Taurus was known for, because it was very aerodynamic for its time. Next comes the chassis, simple. The interior with the dirt brake light built into the rear deck. The bumper with that prominent SHO on the rear valance, right beneath the bumper. Coils. The attachment for the wheels. The back of the wheels. Nice tall bucket seats with the tall backs. It's like a firewall or something. This is the dash. Steering wheel. Huh. This may be part of the front with that push bar or something. I don't know, I can't make it out. But that's the accessory. Oh no, I think it's some kind of the seat divider, I think, between the front and the rear, so the prisoner can't access the front. Looks like a shotgun and an M16 or AR-15. Dual exhaust, or actually 1 and 2. Engine, front end, some kind of rack and pinion. Here are the tires. I think they're Goodyears. Let me let the camera focus. I think they're Goodyears. Yep, they're Goodyears. I'll probably leave them black wool. And here's the chrome. Like I said, I can't distinguish some of the engine pieces. That's probably like some kind of manifold, valve cover. That looks nice. And the clear pieces, which I'm not going to take them out. I don't want to lose it. So it's 1 piece front and rear. Then you have the side windows probably, or maybe the divider. Then you have the red and blue for the light bar, and of course the rear lens. So that looks nice. So I'm going to start washing the parts and then separating them by the color that I want to spray. I'm leaning more toward the New York State Trooper. Hi, I'm back from spraying all the parts. So most of these engine components I sprayed in gloss black. That's the front end, the rack and pinion, radiator, pulleys, back of the wheels, McPherson struts, and black gloss, Rust-Oleum. This chrome, I just dulled it down with some clear matte finish, so it doesn't shine as much, so it has a dull look, even though I'll probably just be using the standard wheel covers Here it is, Rust-Oleum Matte Clear. This is the interior in dark gray. So what I did was I sprayed it with dark gray gloss because I didn't have any flat, and then I shot it with a coat of matte clear. But I kind of sprayed it a little too soon. I should have waited longer because over here you see some wrinkling, but that's fine. It kind of looks like fatigued, like the back of the seats were worn. But anyway, this is what I use. Rust-Oleum, dark gray, flat black for the chassis, the partition wall, and some of like the radar and radio that are going to be mounted on the dash. Here it is, flat black. I use metallic finish for the exhaust and the engine block because they called for silver. So here it is, metallic finish, Rust-Oleum. And the body, I sprayed in dark sea blue because I happen to have it around from spraying an aircraft. So this, I believe, is a semi-gloss or a satin finish. So it's definitely not flat. So it has a little bit of a sheen to it, which is good. That's the hood. The only thing about this color is it comes out quite a bit and then it self-levels. So at first I thought I oversprayed, but I'm going to have to figure out a way of making that stand out like the SHO. Because unlike 50s and 60s cars, they weren't highlighted in bright chrome or silver. Maybe I'll just use like a black Sharpie just to write it so it stands out a little bit, but not too much. Body came out great. Again, it came on pretty thick at first, but then it self-leveled and it came out pretty decent. Again, things like the Taurus SHO, I have to figure out how I'm going to highlight it because I'm not going to make it stand out that bright like a chrome. Also, I was mistaken. It's not a 1990, it's a 1989. I noticed that when I was inspecting the body more closely, but that license plate is going to be covered by a New York State plate. But so far, so good. From here, I'm going to be dry brushing and black washing a lot of the parts to make things stand out. So I will be back with sub-assemblies. I am back with the major sub-assemblies. So the chassis is done, the radiator, that V6 Yamaha engine. If you look closely, I black washed it to give it more depth, but you'll see on the top it says Ford. And it says SHO. So I like the way the front end goes because the engine goes on the front end and then it just kind of all goes, slips right under that whole sub-assembly frame. So the engine is in the chassis. I painted the bumpers black and I put the SHO in ultra fine black Sharpie. I black washed the wheel covers. Spokes look nice, but as you know, police cars are usually just fancy standard wheels. So it's probably going to be these standard wheel covers. The interior is done. I detailed it. I was not able to whitewash the or dry brush the instrument panel because it wasn't prominent enough. The detail in the dash was not raised enough for me to dry brush it, because when I dry brushed it, it just wouldn't come out. I even used a gel, try using a gel pen, it didn't quite work out. But anyway, gray and black interior. The tonfa or nightstick is on the side. That's the shotgun. That's the M16. They wanted in the instructions to put it all on the dash, but it was a little crowded because then there would be no passenger room. And then it would be more like a one-person patrol car, which is rare and dangerous. So I want to do a leave enough space in the passenger seat. But anyway, did have a little problem with the radio. It kind of did not mount under the dash because then the middle console got in the way. So I kind of had to custom mount that one a little bit. That's the radar gun. Painted the speaker grills black. Third brake light is red. Separation glass. Painted the cruise control dials on the steering wheel, the blue Ford oval. So just want to show you that before I sealed it up. The body with the glass already installed. That's the rear view mirror, the top, the hood, and the side mirrors. So just want to show you that, especially the interior, because once I seal it up, you won't be able to see it. So want to show you that, and I'll be back when everything's put together. Here is the kit completed. And I just wanted to show it to you before I put the decals on and the light bar, because if you wanted to, you could leave it as an unmarked police car. It looks like any other fleet car or a taxi cab, because it's got the radio antenna, the whip antenna in the back. It's got the push bar, but the dead giveaway, of course, is the shotgun on the dash and the M16, the separated glass, the partition wall, the nightstick. So obviously a giveaway that it's a police car, but you could build it as an unmarked where it just looks like a badass sedan. I will be putting on decals, but just want to show you what it looked like if you had left it without decals. Sharp looking 4-door sedan. So I'll be back after I put the decals and the light bar on top of the car. Here's the finished model. Of course, I opted for the New York State Trooper decals. Dark blue with the yellow stripe. Looks good. I love putting together out of production models, because you get to see how models were designed or molded during the 1990s. So this one, of course, was AMT Taurus, probably before round 2, and it was still molded or made in the USA. Of course, the models are now molded in China, so they're done slightly different. But one of the big things I noticed too was on the bottom, I like how they included these chrome round plated parts, which is supposed to resemble the brake rotors. So that was pretty cool, even though you hardly see it because it's underneath, but it was pretty cool to that the kit had those. But here is the final product. Of course, you can build it any way you want, unmarked police car, or you want to do a livery cab service, or any type of fleet vehicle. But as a police car, I think it came out pretty good. From certain angles, it kind of reminds me of a Toyota Camry, so just kind of weird, I guess, the way it's shaped. But it was a good thing they included 2 decal sheets, because I actually did screw up on the decal that says state. I actually over soaked it, and I walked away for a second, and when I came back, the decal lifted by itself off the sheet, and it folded, and I couldn't unfold it. So pretty much I had to break into the second sheet just for that state, the word state. So it's a good thing they included the second sheet of decals. So you can also opt not to put the spotlight if you want a light bar that's not as tall, but I wanted the spotlight, so I put that in. But you can opt not to put this top piece on. I did use a silver metallic Sharpie to highlight the words. Hopefully it came out okay. The Taurus SHO. And on the other side as well. In the back, right underneath the trunk lid, as well as the blue Ford oval. It has the New York State license plate with the Statue of Liberty on it. interior with the weapons, or M16 and shotgun. And of course the engine opens up, so hopefully I'll be able to open it up for you right now, because it does mold in pretty well to the body. So it doesn't look like I'll be able to open it with one hand. So let me just stop the camera so I can open up the hood for you. So there's the engine compartment. So hopefully you like this video. Feel free to ask any questions, leave comments. I look forward to reading them. As always, I'll leave stills at the end of this. Thanks.